Hey guys, welcome back to the Ace Comic-Con live show presented by Code of Conduct Custom Tattoos. Joining us here in the booth right now is Ash, and Ash is like me. Well, probably not.
Exactly like you.
If you're
you
like
can't
me,
even tell us apart.
You're terrified of squirrels. And if you're terrified of squirrels, this is the book for you. The book is called Squarriors. You've probably heard about it. Ash, take us in depth into the Squarriors, but you can tell us just from the cover.
Sure. Yep. I can tell you all about Squarriors, actually, funny enough. So Squarriors takes place in 1986 when man dies off, unexplainably. And whatever kills off man gives all the little woodland creatures intelligence. And now it's their turn to inhabit the planet in like this blown out post-human world. So you've still got like these little mice and woodland creatures, foxes, cats, and dogs, but now they're gaining intelligence, they're learning to kind of communicate, and they're building tribes and religions, but they're still in this world where man was, so there's still cars and technology and things around them, but they're really primitive still.
Awesome.
That's so cool.
So all the human race is gone and the squirrels have taken over.
As far as you can tell in the book, there are no longer humans, and it's just the animals are now, left to, it's their turn to civilize the planet at this point.
Yeah, well, it's an absolutely gorgeous book. Who does the art? Who does the writing of the book?
Okay, so the artist is the most incredible artist in comics, and that is Ashley Witter. You may know her from
Dr. Aphra.
She does Dr. Aphra, the Star Wars comics. She does X-23 for the covers. She does lots of other variants and things with DC and other Devils Do things. And she's the incredible artist.
Wow. I did not realize that.
I'm the writer. I write it. But we are Team Ash because it's Ash Maczko, which is me, and Ashley Witter. And
nice.
we really wanted to do some kind of secretive Nim Watership Down thing.
Exactly what I was thinking.
Yeah, and
man.
it was just, let's just do woodland creatures. Let's do squirrels because squirrels are cool. Our backyard is full of constant, inspiration of fighting animals and things. So it just made sense.
Awesome. So how many issues are we up to?
Okay, so the whole first series is done, which is spring, which is 4 issues. We're now on the second series, which is summer, and the first 3 issues of summer out. And the last 2 issues, we've got one coming out in about 2 months here. And then I think in January or so, issue number 5 of summer comes out, and then that series will be wrapped up. Wow. And we'll be into the 3rd series, which is fall.
Sweet.
If you're not here at the con today, where can people pick up your books?
Anywhere. Any of your comic stores can order them. You can get it at Squarriors.com, DevilsDo.net's got them. You can get it at our company, which is ColdWar.us. Again, any shop can order it out of Diamond.
So it is
Comixology. Yeah, it's on Amazon, all that stuff.
This thing's huge.
Right?
Yes, it's huge. That's exactly how.
Tony, your arms look tired.
Yeah,
it's so heavy.
It's huge enough to have a card game.
And it does have a card game.
Let's talk about the card game real quick.
Yes,
Tony's holding
please.
it right there in his hand.
This is the card game, yes. So, as soon as Squarriors, the comic book, was an idea, I was already working on the game. I've been making games literally my whole life, long before Magic or anything. I was taking decks of cards and writing special abilities and playing games by myself. So I always had the dream and the inspiration to make a comic universe that had a game. So literally when we did Squarriors, I was already doing the game. I was already working on that.
Awesome.
So the card game is something that
I love the cover of that thing.
Yeah, that's the Warring Squirrels thing is super cool. And of course all the artwork is from the comic. And the game follows the comic, so we kind of use all that stuff together. So we can use the art assets that are going on in the stories and then get them all working in the card game itself.
So how's the card game run?
Okay, so the card game is a deck building game that has no deck. So basically what you do is you still kind of have the same mechanics of a deck building game where you get to pick out what cards you want to use and everything. You kind of put it all together. You pick out your creatures and your abilities and things, but everything starts in play. So you pick all your stuff up. You have your strategy cards. You pick out what those cards are going to be in your hand. But when it comes time to play your buddy, everything starts in play, and there's no random drawing of cards. It's whoever has the best strategy, whoever put together the best tribe and plays the best, that's who's going to win.
And then it's just an immediate bloodbath.
And it just gets right into the game. You kind of position your tribe, and you go back and forth, and there's different attacks. You can stealth attack people and assassinate creatures. There's manipulation attacks where you can get their creatures to join your side. Anything that happens in Squarriors, the comic, you can do in the game.
That's so cool.
Badass, man. This is exciting.
Thank you.
I know.
Squarriors, I'm I'm stoked about Squarriors, the comic and the card game. So what else are you working on besides Squarriors?
We've got a company called Cold War, and Cold War puts out the Squarriors, the card game. We're a gaming development company, as you would say. There's about 15 of us, a little community, Cold War. But we've also just picked up the license for Lady Death. So our next big super project is going to be the first ever Lady Death tabletop game.
Oh my gosh. That's so cool.
We've kind of talked to Brian Polito on and off for a while. We've already had a relationship. Those guys are awesome. And the last couple of weeks, a couple of months now, we've been kind of going back and forth with some ideas, and we sent him a pitch that he really liked, and we put some stuff together, and now it's just grinding the biggest, coolest tabletop game that I could ever dream of being part of.
So you're just like living your dream, right?
It's well, literally, because I was already a fan of Lady Death. Like as
Right.
younger, I had Lady Death posters in my room. So as I was making games, then it's like Lady Death was on my wall while I was making games. So
That's great. So where are we in the development of the Lady Death game? Is it
just started. We just made the announcement literally like 2 weeks ago or
Wow.
something. So it's all in pretty early stages. That being said, I was already working at it for like months. Like before
Right.
we were like landing stuff, I was already going back and forth with Brian. Like, dude, I
20
got
hours
this
a
idea.
day.
We've got this. We're like laying this out. So there's a lot that's already going on, but it'll probably be at least probably 3 or 4 months before there's stuff that's going to be to the public as far as like actually seeing any kind of like designs or game mechanics.
That's
It's
still
just
right
gonna be
around the
like,
corner.
Yeah, just a lot of hints up until then, but
Yeah.
it'll be a few more
Is
months.
there going to be a comic book that you guys are doing that goes along with the game, or just the game? Okay, there is.
I think the
We can't talk about it, though.
yeah, we can talk about it. I think the hope is that we're going to do something like that. There's nothing for sure, but I've already pitched the idea to Brian, and so of course Ashley already does covers for Lady Death, so it's
Right.
like we've worked together on that.
Oh my
I
goodness.
think it would be a good idea and pretty reasonable for some kind of companion Lady Death issue to come out with the game. So, all you Lady Death fans out there, you should probably give a little nudge to Brian,
Right?
and make sure get Ashley and Ash on that book.
Awesome, man. And all you
my
kids out there,
gosh.
just let this be a lesson. Follow your dreams. Keep the
Definitely.
posters on your walls. You can
Yes.
make these things happen.
Yes.
Well, Ash,
kidding.
man, thanks a lot for
Thank
coming
you,
by.
guys.
Thanks
This
for all the
has been
information.
great.
Squarriors, very, very exciting. The game, the comic, the Lady Death game coming up in a
Yes.
Oh
few
my
months.
goodness.
Crazy exciting stuff,
Wow.
man.
Thank you. Thank you
Um,
guys.
Thanks for
Thank you.
being here, dude.
Yeah.
Enjoy the rest of your Ace Comic Con, and
we
we'll
will.
probably see you in future cons.
I hope so, for sure. Thank you guys.
Sweet.
All right, guys,
Thank
we'll
you.
stay right here on Chuckload of Comics for continuing con coverage all weekend long. Click that subscribe button and join us here all week for con coverage. See you next time.